have such old shit here. You know, there's a lot of new equipment.
It's classic.
There's tons of advancements in strength training, and you have old pieces of shit here that are broken down and beat down.
Oh man, you described me and my gym.
Yeah, I didn't mean to describe you. I was trying to describe
Broken down and beat down. I love that description. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for when I was looking for equipment. I went to the warehouse and had a whole bunch of new polished up shit, and I'm like, man, I can't use this shit. Show me where the good shit is at. So he took me in the back where the dust and shit was. And that's where I made my selection.
You wanted to have a rough feel to it.
Fuck yes.
I looked around the gym and I saw a lot of quotes, a lot of inspirational stuff in here, a lot of really, really cool stuff. But my favorite thing is right before you go to the bathroom, somebody just wrote it on the wall. And it said, listen to pops or face the consequences.
Yeah, I like that too. That was my son-in-law who did it.
Probably.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys in here and girls in here and stuff, they refer to you as pops.
Oh, yes.
Kind of become a father figure to some, maybe.
A lot of people all over the planet call me Pops. Yeah. Ireland, England, Jamaica, fucking Africa, everybody.
You're starting a new business. You're an online dad.
Yeah.
Online dad.
I love it too. I actually do. And, one guy sent me a long message about how his dad, he's adopting me as his dad because his dad is, abandoning me shit.
I got one of those.
Yeah. And his next message was, my dad's in the hospital. I'm like, wait a minute, motherfucker. You told me you abandoned
You
you.
can keep your penis a little closer to your mouth.
Now he's in the hospital. I ain't used to having bitches.
Hey now.
I know Mark's real comfortable.
I'm feeling pretty good right now. Yeah, this is getting even better. How's your training nowadays? You've been training for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's a real kick in the balls to start to get older and start to lose some size, and this hurts and that hurts. So, what are you doing to try to hang in there?
Oh man, what I do now is my thing from powerlifting. Powerlifters, we just want to lift a whole lot of weight.
Right.
And just cannot do it anymore.
Yeah.
Too much calcification, thick bones, and not able to lock anything out. And these YouTube motherfuckers love to point that out.
Have you had like MRIs and
Oh, yeah.
X-rays and all this different stuff? And
Yeah.
have you ever had any surgeries?
Yeah, I've had a few.
Well, I know you had the heart.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, a few. But on bones and stuff, they tell me all the time I need them. But I'm after that last big surgery, I'm about done. If I don't have to have it done,
Right.
I'm gonna just leave it fucked up. Don't you want to straighten your arm all the way out? Fuck it, it's been bent this long. Fuck it.
So nowadays you're just doing what you can.
Yes, exactly. I do what I can. That's what I preach to everybody else. Get your ass up off the couch. Do what you can, motherfucker.
When I came here with Silent Mike a while back, we went through the tricep gauntlet thing, and even when you came up to super training, which wasn't that long ago, you were like, we're gonna do some curls. And no warm up, no nothing. We just got done podcasting. You grabbed like an 80-pound dumbbell and just started curling. And me and Mike were like, what?
Uh-oh.
Like, we're gonna be out of this pretty quick. This old man's gonna kick our ass. Are you able to still do some of that?
Yeah, we just had a big old battle last Wednesday against a group of guys from New York, and they call themselves Gym Gang. And
East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, East Coast, West Coast. And I think that I thought my battling days were over because I'm so old, but they said the right things. They pissed me off just enough to bring out one more battle from the old man. And I'm gonna keep doing it, until I can't do it no more. It's just simple. Shit hurts. I'm fucked up still from that. But it was fun, man. I had a ball. I can't help it.
You think you have a few more fights in you, huh?
One, I better, because we're working out with Roy Liedermeyer's coming, man. You remember that guy?
I do.
And
He was a strength coach, and he,
and who else?
Brad.
Yeah.
Roy Liedermeyer was a bodybuilder,
Yes.
and then he was a trainer.
Yep.
Shit, I'm having a hard time. Oh, he trained Tony Mandridge.
Yeah.
Remember
The
Tony
football
Mandridge?
player. Hell yeah.
Tony Mandridge's on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yep.
He says incredible bulk, and he's like 325 pounds and jacked.
Yep.
And it was a big deal at the time
It
because
was.
he trained a football player with bodybuilding essentially,
That's right.
and turned him into a monster.
Fucking monster. That's right. And I mean, that's the guy that I think is consensus that everybody agrees that from that era that he should have been a pro. He should have turned pro. And I haven't seen him in years and years and years. And I seen him on Instagram.
Okay.
Direct message. Hey man, we gotta get you.
He lives out here?
Yeah, he's Whittier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, close.
Whittier than me.
So we got Bradley Martin coming up.
Never heard of him.
He wants to do a fucking.
He's got some big arms.
Yeah, he wants to do an arm workout with me. So
Of course he does.
Be ready for
He sees you
Bradley
getting
Martin.
older and he thinks he can kick your ass.
He might be right too. We're gonna find out. That's for damn sure. And what's it? Simeon Panda. Yeah, Simeon Panda. We got
He's
Bradley.
jacked.
Yeah, youngsters though. These guys
Yeah.
are youngsters, but.
What would happen if they met C.T. Fletcher when he was 25 years old?
Oh, I respect you guys, but it would have been,
They
you
would've-
couldn't hang, there would be no contact.
Yeah, they would have their hands full, that's for sure.
Oh,
Let's leave it
that's
at
for
that.
sure, yeah.
So when you were their age, who would you have liked to go work out with?
Oh, now that's a damn good question. One thing is for sure, when I was their age, I would only challenge my peers,
Okay.
active guys. You know, I would never have. To me, it's like sort of like Mike Tyson, but I'm not putting myself
We got you.
in
We
this
understand
Mike
the
Tyson
scenario.
challenging Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not nowhere near that, but it's like a young bull coming along challenging ex-champion or
Right,
whatever.
right.
I just would never think to do anything like that. I want the baddest dude. In my day, it was like Ted Arcidi.
Yeah.
Guys like I want the baddest dude of that era. We compete. He's active. He's competing at the same time. That's who I want to go against. The baddest against the best. Let's see who the baddest is. Let's just see who the strongest is.
Social media changed things.
Oh yeah, big time.
That's
Big
why
time.
they're gunning for you, because you got the social media cred and you're strong. Back then, you wouldn't have challenged somebody outside of your lane.
Oh
at
no,
all.
no. It would have no.
It's like maybe even disrespectful kind of.
That's the way I would have looked at it. I think that I think they do it now. Not just because I'm an old motherfucker, because I still talk so much shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I still,
That makes sense.
I'm still active. I'm still pretty active.
Yeah.
So, they feel it's okay. So.
You have a lot of fun when you're lifting. You're very loud and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
talking to yourself and talking shit at the same time.
Yeah.
Has that always been part of your training?
Always. I got a good friend in Richard Schoenberg. We call him the Silverback, and we trained together for 25 years. It's always been the same. I've always, talked to myself, talked to him, talked shit, and he's always been a real quiet guy. But
That's
super
perfect for you.
strong, super
Yeah.
strong. You'll hear about him, Silverback.
What's it like? We mentioned you being a father figure to a lot of the people out there. What's it like kind of having now? You kind of have that responsibility.
Yeah, it is a big responsibility, because I feel like that I created this movement, the Iron Addict movement, and I'm the head of it. I'm always Mr. No Excuses, and it's still motherfucking set. And it's something, I pride myself in. It's something that I have to live up to. So even when I'm hurting, who do I turn to? You know what I mean? Who do I?
You didn't build yourself in any slack or cushion there.
Yeah, I didn't get
You set
myself.
the standard awful high.
Exactly. I can't. I feel like that everybody's looking to me, to be that Mr. No Excuses. So I want to be fucking damn near dead before anybody know anything about it.
I don't think a lot of people understand that that's what's happening right now. When somebody squats 315, even if it's just in their own basement, and they post a video of them squatting 315, well, the next progression next week is for them to post about 325.
Yeah.
And so now you're really on the spot and now you're in that same position.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can't. You're CT Fletcher. You can't get older. Not allowed to.
Kim, not allowed to get
You're
older.
not allowed to be smaller.
Yep, yeah.
Like, look at Arnold.
Yeah.
People are like, he looks like shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I think he looks great.
I think
I'm glad he's
fucking fantastic.
fucking glad he's still alive. You know, fuck.
Since
Robbie
that-
Robinson. Have you
since
seen
he's-
Robbie Robinson?
Oh my God, no, he's
Man,
no,
Robbie
he doesn't.
Robinson looks fucking fantastic.
He still competes, I think, right?
Yeah, and he probably wins too. He
I
looks
think
great,
he's,
man.
is he 60?
He's older than that, way older than that, man. Older than 70, he's past 70.
Shit.
Liedermeyer is 60,
Yeah.
and he looks, 61, I think.
Dexter Jackson still throws down with everybody, and he's
Yeah,
He's not
he's
young.
getting up there, and he
Yeah.
looks fucking, he's right in there with the top,
Yeah.
right in there with the top.
We were talking earlier about Jack LaLanne.
Oh, yeah.
Who stayed in great shape till he died.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's, I plan to be in decent shape to like throw dirt on top of my hand and shit. But he was definitely an inspiration.
He really was. He sort of I don't know if he really created it, but he certainly opened the way for the whole fitness thing that we're experiencing now.
I think
Way
so.
back in the 50s.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think also too he was so far ahead of his time that
Yeah.
like, people were not that accepting of it. Like 'cause
Yeah.
he was talking about like fitness and health,
Yep.
which now we're circling back to again, especially with some of the CrossFit movement and things like that. He was so far ahead of his
Yeah.
time. When Arnold came along at a really good time because there was like Muscle Beach, Venice Beach, there was that kind of thing, and people were starting to pay attention to people being jacked.
Right, right.
Who inspired you as a kid?
Oh man, none of those guys. But I'm sorry. Jack LaLanne, I used to look at on TV religiously
Yeah.
when I was a kid. I
Yeah,
did,
me
and
too.
Steve Reeves and the
Steve
as
Reeves.
Hercules. Oh
Yeah.
man, I wouldn't fucking miss a Hercules movie for nothing. I'd run in there. Larry Scott, you know, when I first started looking at the little
Huge arms.
magazines. Yeah. Larry Scott's arms was something I wanted to emulate big time
Right.
when I was a kid. But the really person that really inspired me to get into it was my cousin. And
I was gonna say probably someone close to you,
yeah,
someone
he
on
was
your
my
block or
cousin,
something like
yeah.
that.
And he was, you know, incarcerated for many years, and he would get out every, you know, blue moon, and we'd take a little, he can go back in, and he'd come out, and to me, he was like, you know, the most monstrous person I'd ever seen in my life. His tricep had stretch marks on it. I'm like, fuck, it's fucking, his background was like an ass. Well, I was telling my mom, it's just fucking huge. But he commanded a lot of respect. And that is what really, you know, I wanted the type of respect that Junior Miles commanded. And, you know, the attention that he commanded. And when he spoke, everybody shut the fuck up. You know, Junior's talking.
Respect is obviously a big deal. You were born and raised in Compton, right?
Yes, it's a huge deal.
It's kind of all you got, that and your
Yeah,
word, right?
That's it, man.
And so building up that size and strength probably just made you feel less vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, all kinds of fights and all kinds of things. You mentioned cousin was incarcerated. Was that? I would imagine that's common amongst the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, you better believe it was common amongst them. Those were the physiques, you know, in my neighborhood, it was the physiques of the convicts
Right.
that we admired most. I mean, the convict, he you know, he may not have a job, he may not be able to buy a car, but that motherfucker had some 22-inch arms. Oh, none of that mattered.
And they weren't looking to get into fights. They were looking to avoid them by just being too intimidating for people to fuck with.
Well,
Right? Or-
in Junior Miles' case, I think he was looking for fights too. he wanted to. He had a super bad temper, and the dude, and I really don't know why, because his mom let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And his dad let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
He was just pissed.
Yeah, he's just angry all the time, man. And he had a bad disposition. But man, was that motherfucker intimidating. And I as a kid, that appealed to me.
You know, we spoke to you in the past about the heart condition that you had years ago. Do you still have to deal with that today? You have to take any sort of like medication, or you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, they implanted a metal valve in my chest, so yeah, it's gonna be there.
I remember.
Yeah.
You were talking to this is like more recently, I saw this speech, but I don't know when it was filmed. You were talking to some kids in a classroom, and you know, you're talking, I obviously hear your voice, but I keep hearing tick, 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 you know, I keep hearing this tick, and I'm like, and I remember some of the stuff you told me, like sometimes you can hear it when we're training and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, that's just fucking hard.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
you know.
that's crazy. But the speech that you gave got me even more fired up because I could hear your fucking heartbeat and your voice at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome. I feel like running through a brick wall.
Oh man, that fucking the tick. It's the metal valve instead of a heartbeat now. That opening and closing of the valve.
Yeah.
Tick.
Iron Man.
Yeah, small piece of it anyway. But that used to drive me fucking crazy when I first got it because I know that if I don't hear that tick, I'm a dead motherfucker.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you hear your heartbeat, man, all the time.
I saw on Instagram the other day some guy with a pacemaker implanted. But he was in really good shape.
Yeah.
It's like just ripped, but you think
Yeah,
like
right
skull
outside.
can looking
Yeah,
thing
I
under his
seen
skin.
it.
There.
Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
seen it. Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you have going on nowadays? I know you've had a lot of sponsors and a lot of different things. What's going on now?
Oh man, as you know, I mean, you're a perfect example of this. There is nothing on earth like being your own fucking boss and having your own. You got fucking Smelly Bell shit everywhere.
It's even on your head.
That's proof right there. I mean, it's fucking. It's nothing like it, man. I always wanted to be my own boss, but you know, working for somebody else when I worked for the other companies. To me, at the time,
And you worked for the Postal Service for 20 years.
yeah,
something,
I
right?
worked for 30 years.
30 years.
And I worked for somebody else. You know, I worked for somebody else. I had my first job at 12 years old, and started paying Social Security at fucking 14. So
Yeah.
I worked for somebody else
Right.
my whole fucking life. So when you get a chance to work for yourself, it's nothing better than that. Nothing better.
What are some things you've learned in business? Because you know, you've, I think you've, you know, you hear different numbers and whatever, but like, you're one of the few I think that I've heard good numbers about in terms of sponsorship and endorsement and stuff. And then on top of that, it seems like you're one of the few that there's actually like a great opportunity to do that with because of how popular you've become and things like that. So what are some things you've learned? You're saying you know, it's best to work for yourself. Sounds like there were some messages learned along the way.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't know going into some of those things, right?
One thing is for damn sure, and I think it's probably my number one advice, and I don't even really think I'm in a position to offer much advice on this kind of stuff, but my number one piece of advice I think for guys coming up is when somebody tells you that I'm looking out for your best interest. When you hear them fucking words right there, it's time to get your ass up out of there and leave. Listen, I'm looking out for your best interest is about the biggest pile of bullshit that I've ever heard. I don't need you to fucking look out for the best person to look out for my interest is me, motherfucker. I don't need you to look out for my best. So when you hear that, that's my business advice. When you hear a motherfucker tell you he's looking out for your best interest, fuck him.
The biggest problem with it is it cannot be realistic.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with it. You know, if I say, CT, here's what we're doing with Slingshot, here's the amount of money I'm gonna give you, I got your back all the way, we're gonna do this, do that. Well, there's, first of all, as you mean end point to that.
Yep.
Relationship is gonna end, and they always end bad.
Yeah.
Right? They always end poorly. And the other thing is, it's unrealistic for me to say, I have your best interest, I have my best interest. I may want to support you, and that's
Yeah.
kind of a different story, but if my company, if I'm giving you $100,000 a year and I can no longer afford that, and it's taking food off of my table,
Guess
then
what's going to happen?
where's my best interest, right?
Yeah.
Best interest is put some fucking food back on my
That's
table, right? And so
exactly right.
I'll have to pull from you and pull from other athletes and stuff like that. It makes sense.
That's exactly right.
It's also kind of insulting too, if you think about it. It's like I know better what's better for you than you do.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
I don't think so. I don't know. Most of the time.
No. That's exactly, and you know, it's like they're talking to their kid. You know, I let me handle this.
Yeah.
You know, let me handle the money. you can't handle the money. You can go out there and wear my shit and push my product, but when it comes down to negotiations, you stay outside this negotiating room. Let the grown folks go in here and negotiate your future.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. I want to be in there with you motherfuckers.
Right.
You talking about me and my future.
Right.
I want to be in on that conversation.
And also, too, why would the contract ever be so complicated that you can't understand?
Yeah, I'm too stupid to understand motherfucking Mark Bell. I'm too fucking stupid to understand what they talking about behind closed doors.
But you would figure that they want to do business with you.
Yeah,
You know, they're pursuing you. So
exactly.
they should give you whatever makes the most sense to you.
Yep.
Right?
But I'm too fucking stupid.
Say, hey, it says this here, it says this there. It should
What
be
do you
more.
think, CT? I never. What do you think, CT? What do you think we should do? Motherfucker, I don't think we should do that.
I think you bring up a really good point. There's, you know, people are so excited about sponsorship. They're so excited to get stuff, especially when you're financially sponsored. Once there's an exchange of money, this is why I hated being a personal trainer. It took me like 5 or 6 years to figure out why I fucking hated it so much.
Whoa.
And I'm like, people are giving me money, and then I work for them. And I think I work for myself, but I don't.
No.
I have to be here when they
Yep.
want me to be here, and I don't want to fucking be here on their time. I want to show up whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
And so I think that, you know, a lot of people don't always recognize that. And for yourself, you got to travel the world. You had to
Oh,
travel. I mean, you can look at it. You got the chance to travel the world. That's cool. But sometimes it's way too much, right?
Yeah. Oh man, it was killing me. I mean, it would send me overseas, and I get off the plane. And, you know, and like I said, I started this part of it in my 50s. I was already 50-some years old. And I get off the plane, go straight to the gym, and train with some guys because they had promised them that CT Fletcher was going to train with. I've been on a plane for 14 hours, go straight to the gym and start and do a workout. I don't want to do a fucking workout. I don't take a nap.
Right.
But instead, I got to do this
Yeah.
because these guys are paying me to do it.
And you have to be nice to people.
Yes.
You got to be ready, right? Like,
Well, you know, that's the part that's no problem with me. I'm gonna
Right.
be nice to people.
But it's not always easy when you're
Yeah.
tired or irritable.
It's in my nature to just fucking be nice to
Yeah.
people. I can't help it, man. I'll be in the middle of eating at a restaurant and I have a spoon halfway through my fucking mouth. Hey, CT, can I take it, please? Yes, you can. Just a minute. Oh, that's right. I'll fucking chew that shit up and get up and take the picture with me. And I feel like, you know, that part is no problem. I enjoy it, man. To me, I owe it to them.
Yeah.
So it's no
That's true.
problem.
How often do you get like stopped by people out in the world, not in the gym, but like
You know what?
out-
It's amazing. I still don't believe it, but it happens quite often. But I still people, hey, are you famous? No, fuck no, I'm not famous. Hell no, I'm not famous. Because I can still walk through a fucking mall,
Right.
and do my shopping and shit. You know, get a few people starting ACA and take. Arnold Schwarzenegger can't do that.
No.
That's famous.
Yeah.
I'm not famous.
That's another level right there.
Yeah, that's famous right there. So no, I'm not famous.
So you mentioned that this whole thing kind of started when you were about 50. Obviously, you were lifting weight years and years before that, powerlifting and doing those curl championships and things like that. What are things like? What are things like for you now? You know, like business-wise. You know, you went through all those different sponsorships and stuff like that. And what are you doing now?
I have my own. I own my own gym, the Valley of the Beast. I have a whole bunch of.
Where's the Valley of the Beast?
This is you in the fucking Valley of the Beast.
I thought we were in ADDICTS. Did I get it messed up?
It's
I got it backwards.
It's AKA.
Okay.
AKA.
So it's also known.
Mark, it's also known as the Valley of the Beast, and you talking to the fucking beast right now. And it's my valley. I got my own gym, man. I got my own supplement line, which I am co-owner of, not working for somebody fucking else. I own this motherfucker,
Right.
and that makes ginormous. Is that a word?
It is now.
Goddamn right, it's a word. Ginormous difference, man. The owner of the shit, instead of just peddling for somebody else.
And you have your daughter working for you.
Oh, that's
other
my-
family members working for you too.
All of them. That's my right-hand man right there.
She's got your back.
All the time, 100%. If I couldn't tie my shoes without her.
She pointed out how dumb I am. I called her the wrong name this morning. I called her Natalie. She's like,
Oh, and you still living? No. I tell you what though, Natalia, that's my business manager and daughter and all that. But I told her I got The Rock. I just mentioned The Rock's name.
Yeah.
I said The Rock. And this sweet, innocent daughter jumped. She said, oh my gosh, she jumped up. She said, I will sock you in your jaw and take your phone. The Rock did. I'm like, no, but he just started following me on Instagram. But my sweet, innocent daughter was getting ready to fuck me up for The Rock's phone number.
that's great. The Rock is he's stepping into the fitness world.
Yeah, yeah.
$7 Production, his company that he started with his ex-wife. They, I think, own the rights to like the Olympia or something like that. Whatever the hell that means. I don't even know what that means.
Shit.
But yeah, we'll all cross paths with him. It'll happen. It will be just a matter of time.
Goddamn, I can't wait. Yeah, I got a Stone Cold, goddamn,
To hide your daughter in a closet somewhere.
yeah, oh, Bill Goldberg, all these Big E Lane, a bunch of top pro
Yeah.
wrestlers come through. Rock, if you see this, I'm waiting on your ass, man. Shit.